Good morning, viewers. Right, in my continuing coverage for On the Road on consoles, today I want to give you a brief introduction on how to do and how to carry out multi-drops. Multi-drops are deliveries whereas you can pick up, let me just zoom out of the map so I can give you a better indication. You could pick up goods from one city and you can pick them up from different locations in the one city and then drop them off to another city or one city en route to a final destination. So the possibilities are, dependent on your truck size and your trailer size, the possibilities are, they're quite endless in that respect. And the same can be said for your employees, because you can also, again, pending the capacity of the truck that the employee is driving, you can also give them multi-drops to do. So, without further ado, I'm currently got me selected, and I am driving a rigid box. So the total capacity of this truck is 14.7 kilograms is the total capacity. I've got other vehicles assigned to other employees, so Natalie has also got a rigid box, but the four-wheel version as opposed to the six. And then the two guys here, Martin and Ian, they've both got a semi-tractor with cattle trailers, so they can do pig deliveries and cattle deliveries, which can be quite rewarding in terms of the monetary value that you get. Distance plays a part in how much monetary reward you get for doing the delivery, and how many drops you do will also play a part in how many drops you get. So, just starting with me, as I've got me selected, I am currently in Stuttgart. So, I'm going to drive around to, well, we have a look at the food imp first. So I click on the food imp, and this is a list of the jobs that they have got. So I want to do short, for this video I want to do a short trip. He says short trip, that one there is only paying 4,780 and yet wants me to go all the way up north, which in real time will take me about an hour and 40 minutes. I need something smaller. I might have to do right, fast food, that wants to go to just where the checkered flag is, up north there. Or this one should be short. Stuttgart up to just north of where I am. So if I select that one, that's one job picked. And it organises them in my current route on the left hand side here. So I've got a pick up and then I've got the delivery. Now if I go back to the city that I'm currently parked in, and then I go to the pet shop company and I look at the jobs that they've got, this is where, looking at the list of the jobs on the left and looking at where they finish on the map on the right, you can actively plan your trips so that you know what route that you're going to be taking. So if I pick one that is fairly close to where my other drop is, I can kind of do it en route. So if I pick that one, that'll give me 9,810, and pick that one, agree to do the job, and then it puts that in my route planner. Now, as you can see there, how it's laid the job out, it's put the pickup, then a delivery, then a pickup, then a delivery. That would result in me picking the one load of goods up from the food imp and delivering them to the first drop off, then driving all the way back to Stuttgart to pick up the second load, to then drive it to the second drop. What I do here, using these arrows, is move that pickup up in the route planner so that both my pickups, because they're from the same city, are first, and then my deliveries follow. And then I'm good to go. Then I can do the same with Natalie. So if I pick Natalie, who currently has no jobs, zoom out so that I can see where Natalie is. She's just here. And then same thing again. So pick one firm that I want Natalie to go and get a job for. So pick the Brutto firm. Let's pick, because Natalie will just be doing it about her own business and going about her own business, I am just going to give her the most lucrative ones that I can. So I'm going to give her this one as a first delivery and say yes. And again, on the left hand side, it will do pick up and then delivery. And then if I go back to Natalie again, and then this time pick up the worldwide shipping, and then pick that one which is giving us 18,000 euros, or just short of 19,000 euros. If I pick that one and agree, again, on the left hand side, you've got pick up, delivery. Same principle applies. I need to move the pickup up, and there I've got a warning to say that the truck and trailer is overloaded if I do both the pickups first. So in that instance, I can either cancel one of the jobs off and pick a job that I know is going to fit in with the load capacity of the truck, or I'd have to move the pickup back down, so she would have to do 2 round trips. Now, because it's Natalie and because it's one of my employees, and I can just leave them to their own devices whilst I'm off doing my deliveries, I'm going to leave it as is, so she'll do a pick up, delivery. So be it. That is done for Natalie now. So Natalie, as soon as I come out of this screen, and Natalie will start that job. So if I select myself again, and I've still got mine organised on the left hand side here, pick up, delivery and delivery, the route planner will automatically be calculated in accordance to these pickups. So when I quit out of the map, get the truck started, I need to put my card in to say that I'm starting my shift. You don't get any audible acknowledgement here that you've done this. There is a... Let me just actually change the lights on that and put the lights up, because that lights up that taco system up there. Now, you do have to squint a bit at this, but that display does change when you've put your card in, because at the moment it is saying, if I look closely at it, it's saying insert card. So I come down to EU control unit card in out. The card is in. Then if I change mode to drive, unless I might already have it in actually, because it's not changing. So I'm hoping that I've got it in. But if not, when you insert your card, where it says insert card on the green display there, that will change to your driver's name. And then you have to do the EU control unit set mode to start off your shift. And your driving shift is 9 hours. 9 hours in this game equates to around about approximately 55 minutes real time. And when that gets to 0, as you can see on the bottom right there in the GPS system, I've currently got 4 hours 36 minutes left. When that gets to 0, you have to park up somewhere safely and then instigate the rest system. So hopefully, when I come out of this, I've got no warnings on the bottom left hand side to say that I've not put my card in and I've not instigated it, so I'm good to go. So parking brake is off. Let's follow the route and let's go. Right, let's allow for the AI first to give me a window of opportunity to get out. And then let's get on my way. Because of the scale and the size of the map, these journeys, the journeys themselves can be very long. I did a, let me just bring up the map again quickly. I did a zoom out, a trip when I was first starting out on the game, from my starting city, where my HQ is, which is Hamburg. From Hamburg, I drove to the Rostock, pretty much the furthest north, apart from Kiel. And then I drove all the way from Rostock. I drove all the way down into Munich, and that took me the best part of two hours real time to do that trip. What time of day are we on, by the way? We are late, so let's put the lights on because it is coming up to 8:30 p.m. Parking brake on because I'm rolling backwards because I'm on an incline. I'm going to abide by the road rules the best that I can. At the moment, I could, if I so desired, I could drive like a complete lunatic and there would be no risk or any penalty. But if I'd got a load on board, or when I've got a load on board, every bump and knock you take does damage the cargo. And that results in a loss of reward at the end. I have done one delivery previously where I took that many knocks that the damage was sat at 55% when I got to where I was needing to go, and the monetary reward was under half of what I was supposed to get. So instead of getting 19,000 euros, I got just short of around about 8,400. Oop, he's having a bit of a mare there, getting on that corner, isn't he? Starting out with this rigid truck that I've got is quite nice to get used to it all. To do short city to city jobs. It's quite nice to drive, you haven't got to worry about the trailer. And it's pleasant, you know. You can give your other staff, when you employ your staff, because as you level up you get to employ more staff, and if you give them the cattle trailer jobs because they're quite lucrative, you can then just leave them to it and you can do quicker jobs using this box truck and get used to the driving mechanics. And then as your confidence grows in handling the trucks, getting them around the corners, reversing them in spots, then you can break out the challenge of doing it with a trailer attached. Right, looking at the GPS system on the dashboard, not actually on the screen, that red line indicates that I'm being very naughty. Oh, and I'm going to crash, and I'm speeding. One thing this game does not do is if I was to miss a turning when I was on the way to a delivery and I was to miss a turning or a turn off on the motorway, the GPS system would not auto recalculate a route. So it's up to you to go into the map screen and reprogram another route in, or you can do what I have done in the past, which is to pretty much wing it and use just the road signs, knowing where your delivery is. So if you know your delivery is in a Hamburg, rely on just the road signs to get you to where you need to go. And I have done it, and I have done it with some success as well. And it feels quite good to do. Right, let's turn in here for my first pickup. So this is my first pickup, so there's cargo door, so I need to get this flipped around facing this way. You don't have to be 100% accurate getting these in the lines, but I like to do it for being a perfectionist as such. Now, if you reverse this all the way back until those arrows turn green to show that you can put your load on, you'll actually be parked too close to the doors to be able to get at your back doors. So I'm going to enable my parking brake here. I'm going to exit the vehicle, and then I'm going to open the back doors first. Then I'm just going to whip it around here to the... Where is the... Oh, he's there. Going to the freight office. This will tell me about the job. It's a pickup, fast food. The game did, at this point here, the game previously did have, and I have seen it in action, it had a system here where you could use your mouse on the PC version of the game to do a makeshift signature, but they've done away with it. Not only in the console release, but I believe they've done away with it in the PC version now as well. Reasoning for that, I don't quite know. It could be the fact that people were doing obscene pictures, because you could. People were being immature and doing obscene, or maybe it was just they decided it was going to be too fiddly on a controller, and across the board they're going to just get rid of it completely. So let's continue reversing. Parking brake on. Once I stop and those arrows have gone green, I'm good to put my load on. So pick up fast food, click OK. Let me just go check actually, is it on? Let me just pull forward as well. Yep, the load is on, so close the doors. And then let's go and pick up my next shipment. I'm going to have to just go for this. I'd got myself parked at an angle there where I could not see what was coming from the right. Parking brake on so that I don't roll backwards. Let's wait for a green light. As I've touched on in my previous videos, this game has a very addictive gameplay loop that is satisfying. So despite some of the bugs, some of the quality of life improvements, I'm in the wrong lane, so I'll just have to move over. Some of the quality of life improvements that the game could do with, and a bit of touching up around the edges, the actual gameplay loop of driving the truck from point A to point B is extremely addictive, extremely nice to do. The driving is a pleasure. The map is, I love the map. The map is the absolute standout feature of this game for me. And if they can refine it, and if they can add dynamic events to it, and then consider, once they've got this map nailed, consider expansions, then they're onto a winner with this game. And us console players have finally got a trucking game in similar vein to what our PC brothers and sisters have got. I should really go, but I'll go now, and I'll just have to go straight across, which is very naughty. But I'm going to have to stop and give way because, like I say, the traffic shouldn't have been going. Oh, I'm speeding again. That red line on the GPS says I'm speeding. And what am I doing? 53 in a 50 zone. You can enable cruise control by clicking down on the left stick. But that will, one thing that will not do is account for when you're going down a bank. If you're going down a hill, it will not brake and keep your speed steady. Your vehicle will gain speed when going down a hill. I mean, this is the same city that I'm in, that I'm doing the second pickup in, and even this drive to just literally do 2 pickups for deliveries is quite a big one. Now I've got a load on, as I said before, you do have to be more cautious with your driving now as well, because any little knock can result in damage to the load, which will decrease the monetary value of the reward at the end. What you can't account for, unfortunately, is the AI, which is one of the problems with this game, is that the AI is very, very dumb. And the AI will not stop at junctions, it will not stop and give way to let you pull out, and if you do decide to be brave and pull out on the traffic, it will not think, I'm not going to play chicken with a truck. It will just keep coming at you, and it will smash into you. I do want to continue growing my fleet of trucks. All the trucks that I've got at the moment are all MAN trucks. I've got all MAN trucks for a very good reason, because the Scania trucks were bugged when the game was launched, and when the code was given to me, because I was given, oh, I'm going to miss my turning for my pickup. Anyway, we shot that then. I was given a code early by the devs to playtest and put the game through its paces, so I'm very grateful to the devs for providing me with this opportunity to do that. The game is released now though, and the game, as far as I understand it, at the point and time of making this video, the game is still broken on Xbox, because they have not had their day 1 patch. PlayStation users had their patch 3 days ago, and that patch fixed one of the biggest bugs in the game, which was the Scania bug. So if you're already driving a Scania truck and you go and pick up a second Scania truck at the beginning of the game, as it instructs you to, you would have problems, because the minute you enter the cab of the second truck, you are presented with just a black screen. So as you can imagine, that slightly hindered your progress, because there was a second truck for you to pick up that you own that you couldn't actually drive. But now the bug has been fixed. I do want to expand my fleet, and I do want to put some Scania vehicles in there as well. And I want to get some bigger trailers. So that's going to be one of my next videos. So now, let me just park up here so that I can shut my back doors. Parking brake on. I've got both loads on, so shut the doors. And then this route information on the left here on the logistics tab, that updates as you do jobs. So the 2 pickups, because I've done them, have gone. So all I have left to do are the deliveries. So let's get back in the truck. As soon as I get off this premises, the route planner should, I say should, yes, yeah, you can just about see it there on the map, on the GPS. That is updated, so I'm going right out of here, so we'll get straight on the road because there's nothing coming. So this route planner now should be taking me to out of this city and onto the motorway. Is he parked up or... No, he wasn't. He was actually... I've done a naughty and I've gone through a red light, but there is no penalties in the game at the moment for speeding or going through red lights. That is something else that I wouldn't mind being introduced to the game, to put a little bit more consequence into bad driving. One thing we did get in the day one patch on the PlayStation was a proper sounding truck horn, as opposed to what was previously a generic car horn. I have been providing feedback to the devs, and they have been taking it on board. They have been replying. They have acknowledged some of the stuff that I have brought up with them, in terms of the fact that we want inverted camera controls, we want the AI improved, we want penalties for speeding or jumping red lights. They've listened to it all, and it's all in their mind, and it's all work in progress. But if I was one of the devs and I was to prioritise the next bunch of fixes for the next patch, I would definitely want the AI doing, because the AI is the biggest deal breaker for me. Not deal breaker in terms of wanting me to stop playing the game, but immersion breaking. Then it'd be inverted cameras. I'd want the cameras fixing. And then I would want the penalties for going through red lights and speeding. Everything else after that, just additional optimization for the game. Then all the stuff like possible map expansions, more vehicles, dynamic events. Again, I'm quite prepared to wait for that, as long as I see that they're supporting the game in terms of giving it quality of life improvements, optimization, and fixes for underlying issues. But the core experience of the game, picking up deliveries from point A, taking them to point B, multi-drops, employing staff, buying more vehicles, everything else for me is bang on, and it hits that sweet spot. Right, I'm heading out onto the motorway now. All have gone through again. Again, there's no penalty, so for the sake of this video, we'll let that slide. And here we go, joining the motorway. And there you have it. That's how you start and organise a multi-drop. All is left for me to do is to literally follow this green line to the destinations and drop off the cargo in exactly the same fashion that I picked it up at the 2 destinations. And that is how you do a multi-drop. The multi-drops and how many multi-drops you can do is going to be dependent on the capacity of your truck, the size of your trailer. Oh, there's been a bit of a spin out there. And as you saw at the start of the video, you can try and do a multi-drop, and if the load is too big, it will tell you that you can't do the 2 pickups to start with. You'll have to do pickup, drop, delivery, then pickup, then delivery. So this is where I'm going to end the video for this section and this segment. If you've got any questions about what I've covered in this video, anything you're unsure about, anything you still want to know about the game, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I will answer all questions that I can if I know the answer. Drop the video a like if it's proved to be useful for you. By all means, it means a lot. I'm just starting out with these videos on YouTube, so this is only, in terms of my information video, this is probably only my 4th or 5th video. So a like will go a long way into giving me confidence to continue doing these. In the meantime, guys, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one.